Hey, it's Nay. Welcome back to Nay's Little Garden and Home. Y'all, it's been like a whole week. I know I took a little bit time off to rest. Not really, because I've been in the garden. But it's game time. Because we are, guys, the last frost is days. The projected last frost date of last frost, whatever, is days away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days away. 5 to 6 days away. And so I've been every so often bringing my plants out and putting in the polytunnel because the wind is my biggest concern right now. So I've been bringing them out to the polytunnel. We just brought them in like an hour or two ago again. They're looking great. I did once again, because we're only 5 days from the last frost, go ahead and plant out some more tomatoes. I had extras. I had so many mortgage lifters, and I still think I have 2 downstairs that I have to plant out. So I put some of those out there. It is what it is. I have some up potting to do, and we're gonna talk about the squash. So we have some things to talk about. So grab you a drink, grab you a snack, and let's hop, skip, jump right into it. So I have here some soil that it's already moistened. I had added a little bit of M.I. Gardner's solid fertilizer to it. It's right here, the Trifecta Plus. I did go ahead and order a slightly bigger bag. I think the middle bag. So there's a small bag, the middle bag, and the big bag. I ordered the middle bag. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is next week order 1 more of these middle bags. Because think about fertilizer, it's not like it really goes bad. So you can just kind of hold on to it. And I think that's what I'm gonna do just to be on the safe side. I am also going to be taking in a bunch of the little soil blocks. Not soil blocks, like the blocks of peat moss. I'm getting up like a good chunk of those, just so I have them for the following year, and also for the fall, because I am gonna have some stuff that grows in my house over the fall, potentially winter. In my grow tent right now, this is not necessarily the best thing, okay? I'm gonna show you some tomato plants here that are obviously much better in terms of like, you don't want your tomato plants to be too big, but I did start a couple tomato plants early and they're very large. One of them is already starting to flower. That's not the best thing. It's also not the end of the world. You're still gonna get produce and the tomato plants are still gonna grow once you put them in the ground. I said all that to say, knowing that they would start flowering from that light in the grow tent brings me joy, makes me happy, because I intend to grow some things in my grow tent. And I think I'm gonna try a few different things, but that's not what this video is for. I have here just tomatoes. So I have here, the Brandywine Suddeth is looking like a pain in my petunia. The reason why I'm saying that is here, everything is doing good except the Brandywine Suddeth. Now, the thing about the Brandywine I heard is that it in fact is easily catches diseases. It's supposedly amazing tasting, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna try to grow it right now because we're also gonna start the tomatoes I told you that are the storage tomatoes, because it's essentially we are a day and a half away from the start of May. So I'm gonna start like 2, and then I'm gonna start another 2 of both of those 2 tomato plants today, and then literally in the first week of actual May, because those will go out sometime beginning of July maybe. So I want to get them started because they're going to probably take a couple days to pop up. One thing I can say though is, I don't know, I think I have so many good tasting tomatoes. I don't know if this Brandywine is going to be that major of a big deal. I think I have another Brandywine that did grow. So I think I wrote Suddeth because I had 2 strains of it. This is the Bonsai Microdorf and the Venus Tomato. And it's so interesting to see how small and compact yet steady that they are growing. Because then you have stuff like this and this. I have to up-pot these expeditiously. So let's do that. I'm going to use my nicer pots because Not my nice, well, they are nicer. They're gonna last longer, but because they're taller. So I'm gonna put the taller ones first. So in this one is the Summer Sweet Gold, which I believe is also another micro dwarf. The dwarf Glorious Treats, I don't know what happened with them. This one over here looks like she might make it, so I'll pot her, but I don't know if it's worth it to... No, I might start another 2 when I start the other ones. We're gonna probably do 2 parts to the video, otherwise this video is gonna be an hour long. You know I like to chatter. So the first thing I'm gonna pot, and these pink things are some of my most interesting. I'm so excited for these plants. I can't explain it to you. Actually, I can. I'm gonna try. So the first one is a Cream of the Crop series, the Tropical Sunset. I've already potted a couple of these. Some of these I left because I quite literally didn't need to have them, and I could most definitely give one, a couple of them away. I did get the date for the plants swap, so I am probably going to be there. Look at these roots, so beautiful, no spiraling. So now by the time I put these out, this is gonna be great. Very excited for this. But the Cream of the Crop Tropical Sunset, I believe, is a cherry tomato that's like yellowy with another color, I believe. Look at that. And that makes me very joyous because I heard they're absolutely delicious and they grow really great. The next one I'm going to pot here. I really should get another one of it tall. Here it is the Mochi tomato plant and the Inca Jewel. I'm very excited about this mochi. So I have a mochi. I have 1 or 2 mochis already potted. They look great. That's the tomato that's supposed to be chewy, kind of like a gummy candy. So I'm excited just to see how that is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really only going to plant out in my garden about 2 of those plants. If whatever I have left over that needs to be potted up pertaining to the mochi is just going to get tossed into the green stalk, so it won't grow as big. So this Inca Jewel has 2 plants in here and they both look good, but I don't want to mess with these roots. Those look great. So what I'm going to end up doing is just snapping this one. It was outside? Mm-hmm. Woo! Okay. So I'm going to show you guys my squash. So don't worry, this one looks slightly dismal. This is one of my mochi plants I told you I had potted, but it was outside. It's gonna bounce back, and that's the point. It was accidentally left a little longer. The other ones had been brought in 2 hours ago, but he just got it for me. And here's the squash I wanted to show you. Almost all of them have popped up. The only thing that's of concern right now for me is the Table King acorn squash. Now, I see something look like it's trying to come up from it, just one, but I did go ahead and start another 2 or 3 of them over there to just see if it was the seeds that's the issue. I don't want to have it not pop up. So my Gills Golden Pippin squash also popped up. I'm going to probably try to use it just like my Table King acorn squash. I use that squash to thicken up soups and stews. It's absolutely delicious and really thickens up the soup and stew quite well. You literally cut it in half, put some oil, salt, and pepper, or whatever you want, put it upside down, and put it in the oven for like 45 minutes, and it can get super, super soft. And then it's easier to peel. I've cut it myself, like just trying to cut it while it's not cooked, and I can do it, but I feel like I waste the meat of the acorn squash while I'm doing that. But I can do that when let's say I didn't anticipate to go and make that soup or whatever. I will just do that and just toss it into the soup because it will cook in the soup as well. But either way works, and you could also just eat the table acorn squash. So I'll be attempting to use a Gills Golden Pippin squash just like that. I haven't really harvested any successfully. I tried to grow it last year and it was a problem. The first thing to pop up was the Butterbush butternut squash. That thing popped up rapidly. And what's really cool about this is it's a butternut squash, which is it's my husband and I favorite squash as of right now, taste wise. Look wise, the Trombonsino is just fire. But taste-wise, the butternut and the honey nut squashes are our favorite. This is a butter bush, so it doesn't vine nearly as much. So we should still get a good amount off of each one, but go ahead and not have an issue with it vining too much. I am not going to keep I put 2 in each cell of everything. I am going to snip 1. That's just gonna happen. When you mess with the roots of squash, sometimes you end up with issues, and I want 0 problems. I don't want no problems. Next is my butterscotch butternut, which is another smaller squash. This also popped up pretty well, so I'm gonna be able to, it looks like I got 100% germination with that. I'll snip 1. The honey nut squash is right here. Looks like I also got 100%. This last second one is popping up now. I'll snip those 2 of them and keep it pushing. And then I had planted 2 of the 4 cells of the honey nut squash, so I will have 4 plants because it looks like I had 100% germination, which is fabulous. My sugar baby watermelon looks great. I have 2 already popped up. 1 looks like it's coming up. I really only need 2 plants of it, so I'm going to consider that a success. The golden midget, okay, so on to my sweeter stuff. My golden midget watermelon, this is the only one, can you see, that's yellow. And it is called golden midget watermelon, so that's interesting to see. It's a watermelon that's, when it ripens, so I don't know what, it must start as green and then it ripens to yellow. That made me happy because that means it should be no second guessing. Then the other one, the Minnesota midget cantaloupe. I am unsure what's going on with this. It's taking a long time. As of right now, I have 1 fully out and 3 that are attempting to come out. So we'll see if those successfully come out and call it a day. I really, like I said, I only need 2. I need 2 of everything of these squashes slash cantaloupes slash melons. So that's that. There's a high chance I really could try to root this and it would root, but it's fine. I'm gonna toss it. So Inca Jewel and the COTC Tropical Sunset is up. Let's go ahead and do, oh, and then I have a bush Roma here as well. I'm gonna say the Glacier, I'm a little disappointed in how it's been growing because I got these from the Glacier from Johnny's. And obviously it could be user error for sure, but with the price of Johnny stuff, most of the time, my Johnny stuff grows insane. So I don't really stress it because I'm like, okay, I spent the money, but I know it's gonna be good. And for some reason, the Glaciers are not growing really well. Look at these roots. Insane. Now, if I'm gonna tell you right now, if this Bush Roma Supremo grows the way that people act like it grows, I'm going to expeditiously order the second they have it in restock another one. You only get 5 or 10 seeds. No, you get 10 seeds, I believe, and it's like 5 something. I know it's expensive, but I hear really good things about it. So if it grows like I want it to, and it's like a bush tomato. So this is something I could also grow in my grow tent and get Roma tomatoes to make fresh sauce, which is obviously very exciting when you're thinking about your stews. When you're thinking about, I've been messing around with canned tomatoes. I've been going to Costco, quite a bit to get stuff in bigger stock, and I got a packet of a box of the tomato paste in the cans. The cans are small enough that I basically use an entire can when I'm cooking, or at least most of a can, and then the next day I can use it in like eggs or something, the remainder of it. And I have been trying to master my tomato sauce from the can. Guys, I'm doing pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I've been mixing it with my canned milk, the evaporated milk, adding some water, the seasonings, letting it cook down, and it has been absolutely delectable. And it's good to know that I can, you can buy some canned products and still get a good tomato sauce versus trying to stock up on tomato sauce. It's kind of insane how the price box works up to be, because I really could use half of a tomato paste can, right? So I can make 2 tomato sauces with 1 tomato can, 2 tomato sauces with 1 evaporated milk, and then of course water, and then of course the seasonings. And that's insane, knowing that I can have 2 essentially almost I want to say about 2/3 of a can of sauce, because I don't finish off an entire can of tomato sauce in one meal, and save a lot of money. Because the tomato sauces we like, the ones from Costco, I think it's like the organic classicals, and there's just like straight regular ingredients in there, like 6 ingredients, 5 ingredients, and it's like tomatoes or oregano, garlic, basil, you know what I'm saying, like regular stuff. But 2 of them are like, I don't remember the price, but it was not cheap. And I just remember being like, dang, and I don't even fully use it, and I would have to then use that sauce within like 5 days of opening it, versus being able to have these canned tomato things that I feel like I can use them in different things. Like I can use the evaporated milk to make my matcha, because you just add water, you know, to thin it out a little bit. And that's something that I just can keep in mind. Of course, we like fresh stuff, but when you practice with the non-fresh stuff, it can make it feel like you're not, you know, setting yourself up for not enjoying the meal when you don't have fresh available. All right, so I'm back. I finished up potting stuff because I felt like that wasn't necessary for y'all to keep seeing, but I have here. And I added the mulchi plant that I had already potted in here. So I potted 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 plants. Hold on. Okay. Those will go under some lights. I left one of the bonsai, one of the Venus in here. And then this one is empty. So that's great. And then I have this glacier. I don't even know if this is worth a pot. Like, why does this glacier look like this? But whatever. So that's that. I want to talk real quick before I let you go about herbs. I started up some herbs again. I want to put this disclaimer out there. You are more than allowed and welcome, and are still a gardener if you buy your herbs and then plant them. Because some of these herbs are perennials. So not that I'm saying the annuals aren't okay to purchase, but price-wise, like if you're really going to stress like the price, I think a lot of people do stress, like things like lavender and thyme, I believe sage, come back year after year, I believe, in my zone 6. So things like that, if you were like, okay, I keep trying to start them, they're not coming up well, you can just buy the starts of those and know that those are probably going to keep coming up. Make sure, obviously, you read the information. Even annuals like basil, in my zone 6, basil, I think oregano, stuff like that, it's okay to buy those starts. I started some of them from seed. Let me show you. One thing I am learning is that regardless of if you have a heater or you're keeping your house at a certain temp, if the outside is still quite cold and you're not growing them in a tent, your herbs are going to take forever to sprout. The reason I am saying this is because 7 days ago, I planted out, I put seeds in these herbs, and let's put seeds in these 6-cell trays, so the seeds of them, and stuff is popping up. Started popping up 4 days after me seeding these. The room doesn't feel any warmer to me. However, I don't need the heat on unless I'm really trying to puff up some warmth in here, because the outside, and I have windows in my bedroom, is not puffing out cold air into the room. So I'm wondering if that is why I had such good germination. Right? So this is Italian oregano and Italian basil. Look at that. And I'm just going to snip it down so it only has 1 or 2 in each of these cells. I don't need anything insane. And the most interesting concept I have here, this is just another row of basils. I'm putting a bunch of basil out in my garden to try to help the tomatoes and all with pests and all those other good things. Because one thing I've noticed for others, and even started to see for myself, before I had a garden, then there was not pests because the pests didn't know there was going to be stuff to eat. Now that I'm on my 3rd year in the bed, like outside, they're starting to realize, oh, there are some things to yam over here, and not just bugs, more even like animals. So I do have a little netting I put around some of my plants to see if I can protect them, because I noticed that the animals don't mess with the big plants. So you just need your plants to get big enough before you remove the you know, the wiring so that they don't get messed with. The thing that I'm finding very interesting is the sage. I mean, all of this is interesting because it pops up so fast. But the sage, you're probably not going to see this. Right here, it is sprouting. Sage has been notoriously super difficult for me, and I only had one sage plant pop up. She's a little spindly, but I think once I plant her, she's going to keep growing and bush out and it's going to be fine. This has already got one thing starting to sprout, and I'm not being cute, like she rooted already. Like I see she's rooting. Yesterday, she was coming out of the shell, and what I've been doing is I've been coming with my new little sprayer, and I've been misting, and this thing is a purchase worth purchasing, I'm going to be honest with you. And I just emptied it up, the water, to water my plants, but it comes and it's lightly mist this, and I do it like twice a day, and it keeps wetting the plants, wetting the seeds, and I think that's what's helping this, on top of the temperature, sprout so fast. I'm so impressed. Anyway, whoop. Calm down, Savannah. That's what I wanted to show you today. I'm gonna probably start another video because I have a lot of things I want to talk about. There's a lot of things going on in the world. But yeah, I just wanted to update you on that. Did I not start any oregano? Oh no, yes, this is the oregano over here. This looks great. So I have oregano, sage, basil. I have thyme already. Will I start more thyme? Who knows?Maybe. Because the other thing is, you don't have to put all of this out. Like I have a little grow lights, right? So I could take down one of my a whole grow thing, take it down and leave one up with just 2 levels and grow throughout the cooler weather, or even up here, right? So now I have the tabletop light, so I know my room is gonna be warm. I can just grow herbs up here and be able to enjoy them and enjoy fresh herbs throughout the whole year, right? And that's something I think is important to think about as well. The little top light one I got them from Walmart, and I think they're like $40, which I'm not saying is super cheap. You can get the lights, you can attach string to the thing for like $25, but it comes with its own stand. So you can literally just put it on a table and slide this stuff under there with a little 1020 tray, because the 1020 tray fits in between them, and you can grow so much, like in such a small space. Not so much that I feel, I don't have to buy groceries. I'm not, let's be for real right now. But you can grow a very good amount of herbs. You can grow a thyme plant, a basil plant, a sage plant, oregano plant, and they're going to stay smaller because you're going to keep them in smaller things, but they're going to grow. And you can get yourself a little cheaper. You can go on like the Dollar General or Dollar Tree or even on Amazon and get pots that are like wider and stuff, so they have more space to stretch out their roots, because you're going to keep them in those pots. Walmart has like those starter things packs where they have like, you can grow a bunch of things in those little starter things, and you can clear that out and use that for other stuff, or you can use something else for that type of purpose. There's just so many things you can do about that, but please grow something. Just try. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hopefully I see you in my next video. Bye bye.